Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening Wiregrass this morning. And I have another guest, Rosilyn Holladay. You are a local artist
Yes,
here
ma'am.
in Dothan, but you're not from Dothan.
Not originally. I was born and raised in Mobile, and I spent some time in Meridian, Mississippi, and
Mhm.
now we're here in Dothan. And we love Dothan. The art scene here in Dothan is just so inspiring. So it's the perfect little hub for artists to live.
Absolutely. And you are also my boss's wife.
I am.
So you're an extra special guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not just because of that, but you're
Yeah.
also an amazing artist. You brought in this. It's hard to see. I wish I could like get it closer, but
Yes.
it's very, very, very nice. I was going to tell you a part of our interview today. I wanted to talk about how I met you before I
Yes.
ever started working for DDO Strategies. You were the artist at a friend's wedding, Sam and Catherine. But yeah, I was pulling down some stuff from our refrigerator, and I was like, "Oh, Holiday! Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's my boss's wife! How fun!"
Yes.
So how long have you been doing the impressionist, or not impressionist? This is the minimalist.
This is the portraits. It's called wedding guest portraits, and it's the newest trend in the wedding industry, which is so much fun. And so you were at the very first wedding that I ever attempted to do this at. So that was probably quite the scene to observe that night, because it's a very pressured situation where it's like you're trying to capture pictures, you're trying to capture that person in your own style as the portrait, and then have it done before the end of the night. They come and get it and hopefully can recognize themselves in the portrait and get to take home a little keepsake from that. So you were probably one of the very first persons to witness
Yay!
that experience for weddings. And then since then, I've done more, and I've added that to my just skill set to offer for brides. And so it's been a really fun process.
Well, I'll let you know right now, I would have never known that was your first time. Everything
Thank
ran
you.
so smoothly. Your assistant who was taking pictures, and then, you were there, working, would have never ever guessed that was your first time
Well,
doing
I
it. So
appreciate that.
you ran very smoothly.
Thank you.
So what else are you doing with
So
weddings?
I do this, and then I also do live wedding paintings. And that's actually how I got started to this. It was another trend that happened. It actually happened probably a year or two after my husband and I got married. And I was so disappointed. I was like, can we just go back in time and get remarried and then like have this at our wedding? Because I missed this whole opportunity to have a live painter. But he was just really encouraging. He was like, you should try this. And I was like, this is really intimidating. I don't know if this fits into my box of skill sets. And then the Lord just really blessed me with some family members that were getting married around that time. And I kind of asked them / they asked me to come and attempt this at their weddings. And so the pressure was off. I was like, look, if this is terrible, this doesn't go well, your family, you still have to love me. I won't charge you for this. Like, we'll just see how this goes. So they were my trial runs. And it was the funnest thing I had ever done. And then it really just like came from there. I got my confidence up and just practiced in those, high pressure situations, and then started offering it to brides. And I've been doing it for about, I think I calculated it the other night. It was about 5 years that I've been doing live wedding paintings. And so then the guest portraits came onto the scene. And again, I was like, let's see if this fits into my skill set. And it did. So as long as these brides keep coming up with creative things at their weddings, I'll be in business. So it's a lot of fun.
I love that. And I was trying to share this one on the cameras, but they're not wanting to pick it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this in the article that I'm going to attach to this interview, so people can see that and maybe attach some of these.
I have lots of examples,
especially the live portrait or the wedding portrait.
So this is just
that one a little bit better.
Yes, this is a print of one that I do. So I'll do an actual like big 30 by 24 painting there, show up with a blank canvas. And I'll talk to the bride ahead of time and say, like, what do you envision hanging on your walls for the rest of your life? Like, what do you want me to capture? And I've done first looks to walking down the aisles and doing a dip to first dances. So many fun things that they give me. And so I'll get there early. I'll paint the background of what they want and then have it finished to like the people who are there, it'll look finished by the end of the night. But then I'll take it back to my studio and do those finer details that I want to touch up and my really good lighting with my special tools that I have in studio. And then I'll hand deliver it to brides here that are local, but I've also traveled. So I've mailed plenty of paintings before, but I always do a print of them, for one, for me to keep, but also two, for the bride to share with family members and others that want to look at their pretty painting that they got.
That's so smart.
Yes.
And also, I mean, I would be like, if I did what you did, I would want to keep one for
I know.
myself. Like, I did this.
Like a little portfolio almost. Yes.
Yeah,
And it's very
course.
helpful to pull for brides and say, they'll be like, I don't know if I want the first dance or if I want the ceremony. And I can say, well, here's some examples of what I've done. And it really just helps them visualize what they'll invest in for the rest of their life.
Right. How many weddings do you think you've done?
I think I calculated it before and it hit right at about 32.
32? Okay.
Yes, for live wedding paintings.
Yes.
And then I can add a few more onto that for the guest portraits because those are a little bit newer. So.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So what would you say that your inspiration was behind, other than Brian encouraging you, what was your inspiration behind starting the bridal portrait or bridal portraits? Have you ever done a bridal portrait?
I have not done bridal portraits, but see, people keep coming up with good ideas. And I'm like, let me see if that fits in my skill set and we can make something happen. But really the inspiration was watching this trend just kind of explode and realizing there's not anyone in the area at the time that I knew of that offered this. And, a lot of it's pressure too from whether the bride likes your style or not. There's some really talented artists out there that will do like oil portraiture of these brides, and you can find those all over social media, and it's incredible. And I'm like, I don't come anywhere close to that. But like, if you want fun, colorful, impressionistic, I like to say I captured the whole like feeling of that whole night and just the bright colors and the movement and the impressionistic view of it. So I really like to make sure it fits the bride's style as well before I do it. So really just watching how fun of a trend this was, and being married newly sort of at that time, we had been married for a couple of years. It was like, this would be such a great piece to invest in. Like, you're getting married, probably close to getting your first home or living together, and you're investing in original art, which is a great thing to do when you're starting a life together.
Right.
And then your first piece of original art is of yourself and at your wedding and at this special day that you shared with all of your friends. And so I just always write to my brides, I'm like, I hope this painting brings you the joy that you felt that night every time you look at it. And when you bring children into your home, if that's God's plan for you, they're looking at it, like, Mom and Dad, what's that? And you get to tell them what it is. Like, this is our wedding.
Like, that was our wedding day.
Yes. And you can pick out guests in the picture too. Sometimes if the bride wants to include some of the guests to be like, that's, so-and-so, and this is so-and-so in the painting. So it's a lot of fun.
I love that. Where can someone, or a bride, or, I think that you said earlier before we started rolling that you don't just do weddings, you do other live events too, right?
Yes. So the live wedding paintings, that's more of a specific event because it's a very personal event. Yes. So we were talking about before this that I have done engagement parties. I've had inquiries about birthday parties for parents, special milestone birthdays. So that fits the live wedding paintings, but these guest portraits really go into several different directions, whether it's a company-wide event where anyone's dressed up. It's fun to paint. So this past year, I had the opportunity to paint at a Mardi Gras ball, which was like me. I was in a candy shop. It was amazing. Everybody's wearing sparkles and glitter, and the dresses were amazing. Everybody's dressed to the nines. The men had their tuxedos on, and it was just like a fashion show I got to paint. So that was so much fun, and they got to take these home as like a special keepsake from that event. So
that's so much fun. Do you remember which crew it was?
Yes, it was Thalian.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
That's a lot of fun. And gosh, those dresses, they are so pretty.
Fabulous.
Like everything about the balls, I love them so much.
Know.
Just seeing pictures of everybody, but I bet that was a lot of fun to
It
paint.
was so much fun. So really any event where people are dressed up and having a good time, like it's a great addition to have for that, which is why this is a good thing that I can offer for many types of events.
Right. So anyone who's interested in having some of your artwork adorn their house forever and ever, how do they reach out to you?
Yeah, so I have my social media, which is R Holladay Art, R as in Rosilyn, and or it's actually rholladay.eventartist. I kind of separated that into its own little thing that I offer. And then my website is more general. It's rholladayart.com.
And that's just cut and dry, very simple. Just reach out and inquire about all of your art services.
Yes, and I have it set up more specifically for weddings because that's my most popular space that I'll paint in. But anyone who has any type of ideas that they want to, look into having me for, they can just click either one, guest portraits or paintings, and yes, I can get with you and give you some more information.
Do you ever attend any art festivals?
I do sometimes. I did one. I was trying to figure out how this fit into an art festival style. And so this past year, I attended one right around the Christmas time. And so people came and they were sending me pictures of their loved ones for me to turn into a portrait for them to gift to them. So it just
Oh.
opened up this whole new idea to be able to do an art festival type setup for something like this. I offer like a very specific kind of commission piece that
Right.
people could do. So that's the first one I did, and it ran pretty smoothly. That was another like tester thing, like let's see how well this goes, and it worked amazing. So I hope to do more in the future and be able to set up and provide that for people who are interested.
That's excellent.
Yes.
Okay, so again, if you do want some art by the lovely Rosilyn,
Yes.
and I really do. I love your style. I
Thank you.
love your touches that you add to your pieces. But yeah, head over to our
Holiday Art,
Our Holiday
event
Art.
artist, or ourholiday.com.
Okay,
So, yes.
excellent. Well, thank you so much
Well,
for
thank
stopping
you.
by this morning, and
Yes.
I'm excited to see where you'll go.
Yeah.
What other inspirations we'll pick up more chapters or more avenues for you to do the live portraits, the wedding, all that good stuff.
All the new trends that come, we'll see. The brides always have the best ideas. So
yeah. Well, thank you so much for
Yes,
stopping
thank
by
you
today,
so
and
much.
thank you, Wiregrass, for watching another episode of What's Happening Wiregrass.
Thank you.